Good morning, Yvonne. Thought it was just going to be me today. Oh, I'm doing all right. Starting my short week or my long weekend this weekend, so looking forward to that. It was a long week at work. Morning, Tracy. So I don't know. I got to figure out what I'm going to do to get myself in trouble this week. I'll figure something out. Can you believe this guy bit me the first time we met? Never know it now. I guess that means it's 11. And then there goes that one. That's the problem by having them all in the same room here, is they all go off at once. Yeah, you like the uranium glass? Yeah, I do too. That was something I learned about through the Rock and Mineral Shop. Kara brought some in one time and said, "Yeah, this is a radium glass," and it's like, "Whoa, that's radioactive." It's like, and I asked her how much she'd sell it for, and she wouldn't sell it to me, but she said, you can usually find it at like antique stores. So, I got a little bit. It's not going to be as serious of a collection as the rock collecting because, you know, a little collection of stuff is kind of cool. So unless something else comes up that's like really, really amazing, my collection is probably stopped on that. Although it has inspired me to go check out antique stores. I've been to 5 or 6 of them now in town. Yeah, I like it too. Here, I'll go get one of my pieces here. We're going to show you here. I think I almost just pulled the plug out of the computer. Don't want to do that. I'll pull everything back together here. I got kind of a command console around me so I can deal with anything that needs to come up here. But yeah, check that out. Look at the intricate work on that. Let's get it centered here. But of course, what makes the uranium glass great is when you hit it with the ultraviolet light, you get that really satisfying green glow, which just really makes it pop. And unfortunately, the camera doesn't do it justice, but yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm very much like that. Yeah, that's one of my new pieces. I picked up. I went over to the Rock and Mineral Shop last week, and last Sunday, right after the live stream, and that was the one I've been waiting for about, I don't know. Kara said, I thought it had been about 6 weeks. Kara said it had been 2 months since she first was aware of it. Apparently, it was a kind of a rock and mineral wholesaler up in Dallas, and apparently their building had been damaged by a tornado, and they had promised me this, but then they had the problem with the tornado, and it just took a long time to get it down here. And finally, I guess Chris and Kara went up to them to check out some other stuff, and we're finally able to bring that down. And that's this thing here. Look at how deep that goes in there. How cool that is. And it's really fragile too, because look at a lot of this stuff here. It's just little ledges that are like hanging out and stuff like that. There's a little bridge right here, which is really cool. Yeah, this is something you got to be careful of because this could easily be damaged. So, I don't handle this one very much, but look at that. How cool is that? So definitely going to give, that one's definitely getting a prize location in my collection here. That's on the desk. Because I've decided now that anything that goes on the desk is going to kind of be the best of the best. And then I'll have the littler, maybe more insignificant pieces on the thing underneath the table there. I've been rambling here for a long time, and now I gotta catch up on the comments here. Morning, Darth, and Dot's here too. All right, it's going to be a good party today. Darth and Dot are both here. Yeah, it does sort of look like an ice cave too. I don't know if the camera's doing that good of a job on it. It's got more of a purple tint to it, and it's really beautiful, I think. Then I got a couple other things here too. So I don't have all the names memorized here, so I got a little cheat sheet here for me to refer to. So that's a piece of tourmaline, and I actually seen a piece of that in the shop, and it says no, we got a better piece for you, and they showed me this one, and yeah, that's really cool. So that's tourmaline. It's kind of a black crystal, but it has some quartz in there too. You can see a little bit of that, but that's really cool. I like that. And this thing's kind of interesting. This is called, what is this? This is called peacock ore, and you can kind of tell why. It's got all these different colors and stuff like that on there. Going through there. That's weird. Is that? I got to look at that here. Something I hadn't seen before. That kind of sparkled. That's what right there. I got to take a closer look at that. Get out the magnifying lens. But yeah, look at the colors on there. And it's kind of cool because the color shifts a little bit as you change the angle that you're looking at it. So I don't know. I've seen a bunch of this before, and I've never had one, so decided to get that. This is something I'm not normally in. This is a shaped piece, and I usually like my stuff more raw. But this is called obsidian, and that's not really anything that special. But this is called gold sheen obsidian, and if you kind of see, you get the angle just right. There's kind of a gold glow in the middle of it, and it's weird. It's on both sides, so you can see it on this side and on the back side. But that kind of caught my attention. I thought that was kind of cool, so I picked that up. And then that's just a piece of copper, but I thought, piece of copper ingot, that's kind of cool. That's what it looks like coming out of the ground. I guess they cut this side off and polished it a little bit, but I thought that was kind of fun. And then this one's kind of cool. This one's actually something that Kara was at her rock and mineral wholesaler, and she saw this, and she actually got that for me and gave it to me for free. Because she said she thought I'd like that. It's just a little teeny tiny piece, but there's a lot of weird things going on there. Because what is it? It's got quartz and mica and galena and iron in there. So I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, it does sort of look like a giant eyeball, doesn't it? or the Death Star. Let's see, is my water melted a little bit? I left it in the freezer a little bit more than I should, and I think it almost froze solid, but starting to break up a little now. Yeah, exactly. A little bit mighty, and it's kind of cool that they recognize me as a good enough customer that sometimes they give me little kickbacks on stuff like that. And I mean, I took a look at it. I got those magnifying glasses that I can wear, and I took a look at it under that, and it's really a beautiful piece. Oh, the museum is awesome. If you ever get a chance to go to that, I don't know if that's a chain or what, but if you ever get a chance to go, if you're ever in Dallas, it's definitely worth a look. Like I said, I think in the video, the main thing I wanted to see was that big amethyst geode, and that thing doesn't disappoint. That was amazing, and the fact that they have both halves of it. They're on Amazon, Tracy. But yeah, I like them. I like the fact that they got 5 interchangeable lenses. And so if you need like kind of medium level magnification, you can do that. If you need low level magnification, you can do that. If you need really, really high resolution, high magnification lenses, you can do that. And you can put two of them on once so you can actually, increase the effect of it even more. Work is good. It was a tough week this week, but we got through it. Oh yeah, I'm wearing my that's actually that brewery, Bear Arms Brewery, that I really like here in Waco. I like the fact that there's like little micro brews here, and I've gone and checked out most of them. In fact, there's one more I got to go. There's something called Southern Roots Brewery, which is also here in town, and I know where it is. I just haven't gone, so I don't know. Maybe one of these days. Yes. Um, I keep them on the shelf right there. I don't have anything like in a safe or anything. I'd say the stuff on the top row is probably that's the most expensive stuff. But the stuff in the desk is the most expensive stuff, pretty much. And I've given you the address before, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Ask for Brandon. Went to that address. There's a U-Haul out there. Well, at least it isn't a hearse or somebody from the sanitarium with a net. Yeah, we just got to make sure we move the right person in. Yeah, they're coming to take him away. Haha. They're both fine. Bite was out here a little bit at the beginning, like he usually is, and I don't know. He may wander out later on, thinking he's going to get some treats, and he probably will. That's how it usually works. Yeah, we've hit triple digits a few times. It's actually been more reasonable lately, but I think in the next week or so we're going to be back up by the triple digits again. It would definitely appear so, Darth. I was thinking, wasn't that the address that they used in the Blues Brothers? The Blues Brothers said that was their address, and the police all showed up to arrest them. I think that was that movie. I got to admit, there has not been one time this year where I said, "Gee, it really feel nice to get in the pool." So I don't know. It's not looking good for the pool. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It could still make a comeback, but I don't know. Not looking good right now. Well, some people have suggested like maybe a sauna, or well, not a sauna, but like a hot tub or something like that. You wouldn't have to keep the heat on. You could just keep it whatever temperature it is outside. I do, yeah, and I do have sprinklers. You're right, Dot. No, no, nothing on the cabinets right now. I don't know. We'll revisit that. I got to be kind of inspired to do that, and I don't know. Sometimes when I get a little setback like this, it's like got to start all over again. I don't know if I'm up for that. Yeah, I thought that was the. I thought, like I said, I thought that was the joke in the Blues Brothers. I got a hose too. That's true. I don't know. I might get a hot tub or something. That might be a good way to do it. I don't know. I guess I'd ask around, but it seems like early spring would be a good time to plant trees. That seems to be when they all appear in the stores. The fruit trees and stuff like that. I was out at a Home Depot last weekend, scoping out parts for a future project maybe, and just decided to go out and see what they had for fruit trees. They didn't have any, but I know I've seen fruit trees in the past, so I would say there's probably certain seasons where it's more appropriate to do it. And I could guess probably the dead heat of the summer is not the best time to be planting trees. You want to get it in the early spring so that it benefits from those early rains. Florida's a beautiful place. I can't complain about that. Yeah, I went to Chicago probably like 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. Guided by Voices at the time were saying they were going to play their last show ever, and they were going to do it at a venue in Chicago and at the Metro. And I went there. It was a pretty place, but even then, it had sort of a reputation of being kind of a dangerous place, also. And I've only heard it's gotten worse. Yeah, Texas is that way too, Dot. Very humid here. That's what you get when you're in a really warm area next to the ocean. Well, car hasn't been a problem. Cars run well, no problems. I don't really drive it that much. That's the thing. Yeah, okay, I drove to Dallas last week for the museum thing, but that's unusual. Even when I brought the car back into at the end of the term of my lease, what, a year and a half ago, whenever it was. I don't know. Has it been a year and a half, or something like that? Um, the guy was astounded how few miles I had, even though I'd driven back and forth to California a couple times, and you know, it really didn't have that much mileage because the truth is, I only drive back and forth to work for the most part, or to Home Depot, or down to the rock and mineral shop. I don't usually go that far out of town. I kind of like it when the water is a little bit warm. I mean, you get to the point where it's up into the 90s, that's going to be too much, I think. But I don't mind it like when it's in the mid 80s. That's about perfect, I think. The flower garden's doing really well. The tomatoes are going to town. In fact, uh, I've got so many tomatoes right now. I don't know what to do with them. It's all these little tiny little, about the size of a blueberry tomatoes, but they're really good. Usually with tomatoes, I don't get enough of them where I just don't pop them off the vine and into my mouth. I got a dish full of them in the refrigerator. In fact, you know what? I had planned originally that I was going to be eating tomatoes during the live stream, just because I got to get rid of them because there's a whole bunch more on the bush I got to pull. I'm going to go get them, and you're going to watch me eat them. Yes, you are, because I'm that kind of a host. Hey, buddy, you back? I remember the first time I walked away from the camera in a live stream, I thought, that's such bad form. So yeah, that's the tomatoes, and that's after I've eaten about half of them. This thing was full a few days ago. So yeah, you're gonna watch me eat tomatoes. I think Kamala Harris was the only person they could run on because she wasn't going to go quietly. She sees herself as being the first woman president, and no senile old man is going to stop her from doing that. They had no choice. Can you imagine if they what the left would have said if they replaced an old white man with a young white man named Gavin Newsom? Another puppet. It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that because I saw something on the internet today that it's attributed to Jeff Dunham. If you know who Jeff Dunham is, he's a ventriloquist that's kind of popular right now. He's got a bunch of characters, and basically it's a picture of him with all of his dummies next to him, and it says just because the ventriloquist changes dummies doesn't mean it's not the same person in charge. And that was clearly a dig at Biden because they've just changed the dummy. Well, I mean, I'm not even going to go. What has she done? What's her accomplishment? What is she going to run on? That she's a woman? What's her accomplishment? She hasn't done anything. And one of the few things that she did, the few things she touched and made worse. She was absolutely incompetent on the border. What else has she got? Yeah, exactly. Nada. Hello, Gene. Well, that's it. They keep saying, "Oh, Trump gets the president. He's gonna become a dictator." He didn't before. Why would he now? The dictator is the guy who's trying to have his political opponent thrown in jail. And what about the fact that they just disenfranchised a whole bunch of people in the primary who voted for Biden? It just automatically, oh yeah, it's a now we're getting behind Kamala Harris and get on board. Doesn't matter. Did you hear that they're going to do a virtual convention where they're going to count the votes before the actual convention? Yeah, talk about destroying democracy. Well, that's my thought too. We're supposed to believe that she's going to take care of us and be careful, look out for our needs and all that. She's been lying to us for the last 4 years. She's been working right next to Biden. She knows better than anyone how far gone he was, and up to like the day before he decided he was going to bow out, she was saying, "Oh yeah, he's sharp as a tack." No, he isn't. He's as flat as the tire that ran over the tack. I gotta say, I'm really impressed with Trump because he's learning how to dial it back again a little. That was, I think the thing that hurt him, that turns him off. The base loves it, but you know, he was way more, um, you know, political or way more diplomatic. I think in that debate with Biden, because I mean, I could have seen if Trump had debated Biden and Biden had performed like that 4 years ago, you know, Trump would have been mocking him for it. I found him be really reserved and kind of holding back on that. And, hopefully he's learning to play the game a little bit, be a little bit more diplomatic. It's going to be harder for people to say they hate him if he, doesn't, insult their side. I think you're right, Yvonne. And he's become a different person since the assassination attempt too. Almost a heroic figure. That picture of him right after he was shot with the American flag hanging and with his fist in the air. That is going to be the image of this election. One guy fought off an assassination attempt. The other guy couldn't even fight off a COVID attempt. There's certain people that I know that kind of, Donald Trump has their ear, or here they have his ear, and I know that there are some people that are saying, you're right, you're the best person for the job. You can save this country, but you got to tone it down a little. And I think he's starting to take it to heart. I like cows. Cows make hamburgers, and steaks. Steaks. No, I'm eating tomatoes. I don't know if I can eat tomatoes and talk about tomatoes. That's the truth, Gene. That is absolutely the truth. They are. They're really sweet. You wouldn't think that little teeny tiny tomatoes like that would be that sweet, but they are. See, I was thinking that would have been a funny response on Trump's part because remember for the debates, Biden had all these conditions. And I was thinking it'd be funny if Trump responded with some conditions of his own. One, that the podiums that the candidates stand at are at the top of a staircase. Yeah, look who's back. He's a little freaked out by the flashlight, so move the flashlight out of the way. I was out looking at the tomato vines this morning right before the live stream, and there's some big ones growing out there too. I'm gonna have 5 or 6 really big ones in the next week or so. Right now, they're still growing. They're still very green. They're about the size of golf balls, but I expect that's gonna be. I'll be enjoying that before too long. Looking forward to that. Kind of the rough outline. I haven't really set a date yet for any vacation plans, but I want to spend a couple days driving to Yellowstone, hang out there for maybe a week, and then a couple days driving back. That's the rough agenda right now. We'll see some fun things along the way. But even my boss is saying, "Yeah, you need to go take a vacation." So, oh, got to pull the green off of all of them here. They don't all. I didn't get the little leaves around the tip there. Yeah, these aren't going to survive long enough to become a ramp salad. I saw a video of it. I don't know exactly, probably what ended up happening. I mean, I can kind of speculate. It was a geyser, and what a geyser is it's a deep hole in the ground, usually with a big cavern at the bottom, and water kind of seeps in. And the issue that what makes Yellowstone so interesting is it's in an area what they call a hot spot on the Earth's core, on the Earth's mantle, or on the Earth's crust. And basically, in order to understand this, you have to understand a little how the Earth works. Think of the Earth like an egg, and pretend the egg is round instead of egg shaped. You got your shell on the outside. That's the crust. That's what we walk around on. Underneath the shell, you get the white of the egg, and that's the mantle. That's basically it's a liquid rock. It's lava, and then the yolk in the middle. There's an iron core. So the deeper you get down, the hotter it gets. So if you've ever like watched water boil in a pot, right before it boils, you'll start seeing convection currents where you see warm water from the bottom coming up to the top. It hits the surface, it kind of goes this way and then settles back down. So there's this kind of movement of water like this right before it boils. And that's what's causing the boiling is this heat, superheated water underneath moving to the surface, hitting the top, and then going down and heating up again. Well, the same thing happens with the mantle, with the lava, the white of the egg. It's hotter at the bottom and it's moving up. And in certain places under the earth, you have all this warm energy coming up, hitting the underside of the crust, and then circling back down. Well, that's bringing up a lot of heat right into one little area. And Yellowstone is an area where one of those hot spots exist. And so the ground is naturally a lot hotter. Now, what the geysers are is it's like a little tube going into the ground, and then deep, deep, deep down, there's like a big cavern, a cave, and water seeps into that. And since it's so hot down there, the water boils, and eventually the water boils and it shoots out of the hole at the top. And I would guess that probably at some point there was during the previous eruption, there was some sort of a collapse that basically plugged up the hole. And so the pressure built up until it just blew it out, like a cork out of a champagne bottle. I don't know. I haven't read anything about it. I saw a video of it, and that's what it's got to have been. It was an explosive eruption. Yeah, exactly. Like it was an eruption, except it wasn't magma that came out of the ground. It was superheated water. And as it came up with such force that it blew all the stuff that was the obstruction out of the hole. So it was basically just a bomb that just pressure built up, and it got more and more and more, and up it went. I know. Yeah, you look at the video, when it starts happening, people just start running. Let me see if I can find that video because it really is impressive. Hang on a second here because I can do this now, right? All right, give me a second here while I go search it. I'm just going to look for it on YouTube here. Geyser explosion. There we go. That's what we want. Yeah, okay, this is the one. Let's see. I want to see if this is a news report or the raw footage here. Okay, I'm just kind of scanning through the video first time here. So, because I don't want to have something that's like a news thing where, we're going to have the news story and then finally get it. Then you run into copyright issues. But yeah, this looks like the thing here. Okay, so yeah, we're going to put this one on. Hang on a second. We're going to show you this. Yeah, not you, Kamala. Hang on. Okay, all right, let's switch over here now so you can watch what's going on here. I'm going to share the screen. Review the entire screen. Allow, and then we're going to switch over here. Okay, so this is, let me make sure the audio is going to work here.
Some eruption at Yellowstone National Park.
Okay, yeah, I guess there is some talk over it, but okay, well, I'm not gonna sit and let them talk here. But you check that out. So yeah, that was that. Well, right now, I guess that volcano, it erupted, so I'm calling it a volcano. That geyser is off limits right now while they figure out exactly what happened. Yeah, definitely letting off steam. I'll tell you, if I was there and that happened to me and I caught it on camera, I wouldn't be shaking the camera like this, like those people were doing. I'd be focusing on the shot. Well, this is a natural geological feature here, so things change every once in a while. But I definitely want to go back and check that place out again. Check out the hot springs. Yeah, I think so too. Little luck, you'll get one, Yvonne. Well, I mean, I'm only going to go so far in terms of staying safe. You do remember the time I live streamed a tornado alert in the area? That's just me. You said you'd be satisfied with videos of it instead, and I said you're probably going to get one, Yvonne. No, I won't be going anywhere near the hot springs. I heard read a story sometimes somebody went off the trails and got in deep trouble for doing that. I don't want to ruin the place. I love the fact that they've made it so I can go and look at all that stuff, and I'm not going to, go off trails or anything like that. That's not appropriate. I want to enjoy the beauty, but I want to enjoy it as safe place. But I remember how it was when I was there as a kid, and I'm guessing it's probably just as cool now. Yeah, I really more than that's a place I want to go more than anything. Yeah, I'd love to have a drone. Yeah, I enjoy caves too. Carlsbad Caverns, that was another thing, that we went to when I was a kid with my family. I remember going to Carlsbad Caverns, and then we watched the bats come out of the cave that night. I didn't have time to do that, but yeah, I don't think they were probably coming out at that point anyway. Yosemite is cool too, but I've been there a bunch of times. I want to go visit some of the things that I haven't seen in a long time. Yosemite's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. There's Half Dome and El Capitan and Bridal Veil Falls and all sorts of great trails and stuff like that. I would be paranoid about going into an underwater cave. I mean, I'd love to go maybe see Mount St. Helens too. It'd be cool to see what that looks like now. Because I remember when it erupted, we were close to it in California. That there was ash at our house. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know if we go into the Marianas Trench. Bridal Veil Falls is always kind of nice, but yeah, when you get a massive amount of water coming off of that, that's always fun. I visited the San Andreas Fault when I was in California visiting my mom a couple of years ago. We stopped off in Gorman on the way back from, because I went down to, I drove to Sacramento to visit my mom, well, Folsom to visit my mom, and was there for like a week, and then went down to Southern California and visited my friends for a couple of days before I drove back home. And one of the places, if you've ever driven from Northern California to Southern California, when you go through the mountains that there is the I-5. On I-5, you go through a little town in the mountains called Gorman, and it's a very popular place to stop over for something to eat, to get some gas, just to stretch your legs. But I found out recently, well, a while back, that Gorman is right on the border of the San Andreas Fault. So uh, one side of the canyon is the Pacific Plate, the other side of the canyon is the North American Plate, and that's right in the middle of the earthquake fault. So had to stop there. Area 51. I'm not really looking to get myself shot, but yeah, I would go see Area 51 if there was a chance, if there was an actual chance to do it. Do I think UFOs are real? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I find it unlikely that that we're the only planet in the universe that has life. Guess we're done with that one. Don't need that one anymore. Hey, there's Jeff. Hi, Jeff. How you doing? Italian today, huh? Guess he probably can't hear me, but that's okay. He's not really here to talk to me anyway because he can't hear me. He's here to talk to you. Yeah, Italian food's pretty good. I can't argue with that. I think Mexican food edges it out a little bit, but Italian's pretty good too. Without Italian food, there's no lasagna, no spaghetti, no lasagna. It's funny, our live streams always devolve into food talk, don't they? Never really been into Mediterranean food. Yeah, they probably moved out of Area 51 and set up a new base called Area 52. Then people discovered that. Now it's Area 53. Yeah, see, and you can't have, without Mexican food, there's no tacos, no burritos, no enchiladas, no chili rellenos. Sounds like Darth wants another pizza vlog. I have to think about that because, I mean, I'll never say no to pizza. Friday is pizza day at work, and I didn't get pizza day at work this past week because I was too busy. So I had to settle for lasagna day on Saturday. I made a lasagna like 8 or 10 months ago. It's been in the freezer, and I recently thawed it out, cut it up into little pieces, and put it in individual meal containers so I can pull one out when I'm in the mood for it. Thaw it out, pop it in the microwave. It's good to go. Yeah, I didn't hear anything about Rhonda being here. She had big news last week. Apparently, they got a new adopted dog, I think. I guess this is going to be like a trained service dog for Jessica. No, no, chowder isn't finished. Still got some of that in the fridge, and I got the other half in the freezer. So we'll be enjoying that for a while. Like I said, the only thing I would have done differently, I think, is I would have sauteed the catfish ahead of time because it basically broke up into little bits and pieces. You almost can't tell you're eating that you're eating catfish. I would have liked it better, I think, if it stayed together. Fish tends to flake up pretty easy. I don't think it's a guide dog because I don't think Jessica can walk, but I believe it's like a. I guess Jessica has problems where she stops breathing every once in a while. And this dog is going to be trained to detect that and let her know or let them know when there's something going on. I think she put a picture of the dog up. So let me see if I can find that here. It was like last week here, so should be pretty easy to find. Yeah, there it is, I think. Yeah, this one here. Let's cut away here. So I guess it's just a puppy right now, but he looks kind of cute and adorable, right? So yeah, that's the dog. I'm not really that person as much of a sweet person, but right now I guess I love different kinds of fruits and stuff like that. I got oranges in the fridge. I'll eat apples, which are pretty good. Um, and I got some peaches yesterday. I'm looking forward to those. They're a little, they need to ripen a little, so I got them on the kitchen counter with in paper bags. They ripen really well in a day or two if you put them in a paper bag. So hopefully, going to have some very sweet peaches in a couple days. Looking forward to that. And of course, I got my sweet tomatoes. Yeah, strawberries are good. I like some ice cream. I keep some Bluebell ice cream in the. Now everything's going off at once here. Extra noisy at noon. No, I got some like ices in the freezer. Maybe to see friends or something like that, but going back and moving back, no way. Big things need to change there, and I'm so happy here. You know, I love my job. I love where I live. So I can't see myself leaving Texas. Not for long. Texas is my home now. Might not just be that either, Darth. I could be some AI generation here. The AI equivalent of Max Headroom. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this video is just a cheap fake. Now, let's not get nasty, Darth. I don't have a tech cowboy hat or boots. I do want to get one just to have one though. But and you see them like in Cabela's and stuff like that. But if I'm going to get one, I want to get a good one. I want to get a nice one. I want to spend some money on it and have it look really good. Boots aren't as big a thing. That's more you know. I mean, I know a lot of people in Texas who really embrace the cowboy thing, and they have the boots and the hat and all that. Yeah, right. A Stetson. And I'm sure I could find one around here. I know there's a place down like right next to the Cabela's that I go to um, that focuses on like Texas wear hats and boots and stuff like that. No, I plan on getting buried here. I even know what cemetery. I gotta really start thinking about that kind of stuff. Gotta get a will. I gotta deal with final arrangements and stuff like that. But yeah, I want to be buried here. Oakwood Cemetery. I need a winter hat and a summer hat. That sounds expensive. Belt buckle, yeah, probably need a belt buckle too. Yeah, pickup truck with a rifle rack. That makes sense. No, I don't have any spurs. No spurs. No chaps. Tracy's checking out. Thanks for stopping in, Tracy. Good talking to you. Getting a little stormy out there. They're saying maybe we get some rain today. Let's see what's going on here. I wouldn't object to a little rain. There's a little bit of rain. I don't think it's going to get this far north. It's kind of passing Austin right now and kind of fizzling as it comes north. So I don't know. Austin's the place to be today. Yeah, there's a number of gun ranges here. I haven't been to one yet though. And I really need to do that, I think, because my parents gave me a shotgun a few years ago and I have never fired it. So it's a totally brand new shotgun, never used. Well, this is sort of monsoon season here in Texas too. And I don't know, we got more of it this spring. Like in May, we got so much rain in May, it was insane. Yeah, last time I went down to Lake Waco, it was overflowing. It was so full. I remember reading earlier this summer that they actually opened up the dam to lower the lake level. And they're getting a lot of rain right now down along southern Texas. I guess they said it was going to run through the weekend, so a lot of flooding. Haven't seen Soylent Green in a long time. Great movie. Soylent Green, it's people. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to watch that one again. Yeah, I remember Como. Como was, I don't know, wasn't that one into it, that into it. I've never seen the Omega Man, but I kind of want to see it. No, not really. I don't really know the neighbors that well. I know them enough that I recognize them and wave at them and stuff like that, but we don't really go out and talk that much. I think the one I probably had the most interactive with interaction with was a neighbor across the street, one house down. He had a tree branch come out of one of his trees and ended up on his roof. I kind of helped him get it down. I saw he was trying to get it off the roof, and yeah, he and his son were both out there working on it, and both of them are a little shorter than I am, and so I'm kind of a tall guy, so I was able to help because I could just reach up there and grab it. Another kind of movie on that vein that I kind of like a little bit that I've watched a few times is Westworld. That's a better movie. It was one of those movies that I never really understood what the plot line was, but it's actually a really good movie. Yeah, I had neighbors, approach me and say that they like what I did in the back or in the front yard because apparently that was the one thing that the previous owners didn't do a whole lot of in the front yard. The front yard was kind of boring. It's basically they had the same kind of hedge type plant in the front going all the way around the house, and I do things with more color. I put plants in there that bloom and produce all sorts of color. A lot of the stuff I put in there this year is doing really well. Those flowers, they didn't last long, but hopefully a bunch of the things I put in there this year will survive and we can bring them back next year and they'll get bigger and better because some of the stuff out there is actually really cool. Never saw the Stepford Wives. It never sounded like something I thought I'd be interested in. Anyone ever see Fahrenheit 451? Yeah, Westworld is good. It's a great story. A lot of people don't know this. Westworld was written by the same guy that wrote Jurassic Park and Gattaca too. Yeah, Michael Crichton, exactly. I've never seen Gattaca, but I've wanted to check it out. Yeah, I think it's Chriten or something. But it's interesting when you think about the three movies that all written by Michael Crichton. He definitely has kind of a lane he stays in. All of the big movies, Westworld, Gattaca, Jurassic Park, they're all about man tinkering with technology and technology, or you know, you know, tinkering with technology and the technology fighting back. They clone dinosaurs and dinosaurs fight back, or designer humans, or robots in Westworld that turn on you. I remember Duel. Duel was a great movie too. Anyone that can't be killed, yeah, absolutely. Never seen Looker. I don't know if it's a recent movie or what, but honestly, I haven't really watched recent movies recently. Hence the reason I haven't watched them. Hence the reason they're recent, right? I've heard some good things about the new Twister movie. I guess, is it out, or is it coming out? Because I mean, I like the original. I would be naturally kind of predisposed to be against it, just because I generally don't like remakes. Yeah, exactly. Do you have any movies that look as good as that? How awesome is that? In fact, it was funny. I got some rare earth magnets at the Perot Museum last weekend. I found out that this thing is kind of a little bit magnetic. It's not strong enough that it can hold up the magnet, but there's definitely some, see a little iron mineral in there. So that's kind of cool. I've never really checked very many of my rocks to see if they're magnetic, but yeah, I got these kind of cool rare earth natural magnets here. I like it how when you push the poles opposite each other, it's hard to get them together. And then when you let go of them, they flip. I don't know. I like magnets. Yeah, you got any movies that look like this? I guarantee you don't. Look at that thing. That's that thing I've been trying to get from Gallery 11 for a couple of months now. Apparently, it was in a warehouse in Dallas area, and that warehouse was damaged by a tornado. So it took them a while to get it over to me. Things I don't like about movies today is they're too woke. But I've heard that this is one that they're trying to not do that. Yeah, I can't argue with that. They're a lot of fun. As long as it's not transgender. No, no corpse yet. Plenty of quartz. No corpse, so. Yeah, talk about woke. I'm glad I don't have TV. I really am. I don't miss it. Not for a second. Not just a politician, it also Hollywood celebrities, news reporters, news readers. I don't want to call them reporters because they're just readers. Does your wife know you have a mute button? Don't have any plans yet, but we'll figure it out. We'll might just be a matter of hanging out and getting some stuff done around the house. I've got to get out and mow the lawn one of these days. Also, a couple of weeks ago, you remember that tree that I brought down in my front yard? Oh, probably 2, 3 years ago when it died. I still had the trunk there, and the trunk was starting to look really ugly. So I pulled the whole trunk out, and now kind of got a hole in the ground a little bit, and I got to fill that in. Sounds like Darth wants a pizza vlog. I gotta say, I don't hate that idea. I'd have to find a good pizza place, someplace I haven't been to before. Get myself framed up right here. Yeah, it depends on whether it rains. Right now, actually isn't that bad outside, so maybe it'll be a good day to go out and mow. Log the mowing. Yeah, that would be exciting. Must see TV, right? Okay, now I'm going to turn right. Now I'm going to turn right again. Okay, I'm going to turn right again. Okay, right again. It's like NASCAR in reverse. Yeah, in the backyard, I do have to be careful where flash is when I'm mowing. This is a long week at work. So it's my long week on, then it's my long week off, and then short week on, short week off, and that's how it works. So I got 4 days. It would be fun to get Flash a boyfriend, but I've actually heard people say you don't really want to do that because now all of a sudden you're going to have like 50 turtles. Oh yeah, is that a good one? Because I mean, I got my own little mineralogy museum here. You know, one of the neat things about that Perot Museum is a lot of the mineral specimens they had were what they would call museum quality. Well, I'm proud to say I have some stuff that's museum quality too. In fact, there were a couple of things I saw there and I said, "Oh, I got better examples of them than that." Well, gopher tortoises are kind of native to this area. They're kind of native from Texas to like Florida area in the kind of the deep south, and it would be fun to kind of release them into the wild because you don't really see them that much anymore. Ugh. That's the end of my water. I got 30 minutes to go here. Oh, that's right. It's about 12:30. We're losing Gene. See you next time, Gene. Good talking to you. I could nuke a slice of lasagna that I have in the freezer. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to have for dinner yet, though. Hamburgers are always good and easy to do. Hard to go wrong with burgers. I got some sliced up jalapenos I've been putting on my hamburgers. My go-to hamburger right now is I'll cook it normally. I've got like a hamburger seasoning I put on the beef and cook it that way. And then right before I'm done, I'll put a spoonful of like jalapeno crushed up, like almost jalapeno relish kind of consistently on it. Spread it over there, and then put a couple slices of American cheese on top of it. Let it cook for a little bit until the cheese melts, and little brown spicy mustard, and you're good to go. I had an omelet for breakfast. No, I didn't. I had a breakfast burrito for breakfast this morning, but I make omelets from time to time. I don't know what a stack burger is. So YouTube just said that some of you might have seen an ad. If it was a Kamala Harris ad, do not vote for her. My name is Breck Roll, and I approve this message. Thanks for stopping in, Dot. It's always great to have you here. Split pea soup is great. I've done that too. Done that in the Instant Pot. Really good. I don't have a crock pot. My mom did. She used it all the time. I guess I like my Instant Pot because I think just about anything I can do in the crock pot, I can do in the Instant Pot and do it in like 1/10 the time. I still really like my Instant Pot. Yeah, that air fryer, that sounds like the other kind of must have thing. Um, I don't know. I guess I've just been resistant to it because I don't have, room to have every kitchen device in the planet. It would be kind of fun though. Running out of tomatoes here. Pray for America. I like croutons. And I do suppose that's something you could do in an instant or in a air fryer. Yeah, my oven has a convection option. Not a rotisserie though. I don't know. Can you do beans and franks in a air fryer? Yeah, they have that effect on me too. That's why they're called musical, but they aren't fruit. No, that's it. We're out of tomatoes. Yeah, Blazing Saddles. I heard Mel Brooks intentionally had him crank up the audio on the volume on the audio on that, so it was extra loud. Guess the studio execs weren't in favor of that, but they ended up doing it anyway. Exactly, Yvonne. You know, maybe this is an important distinction. Can we talk about the difference between the runs and the squirts? Because isn't that the same thing? I mean, educate me here. I want to learn. What's the difference between the runs and the squirts? And are Hershey squirts the worse than regular squirts? You never know where we're going to go here. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. No, that's Alka-Seltzer, isn't it? I remember that commercial made the 10-year-old in me laugh. I do remember Vincent Price in a rowboat boating around the toilet bowls saying, "Who knows what evil lurks in your plumbing?" I don't know. When is a fart not a fart? I expect my reaction will be to shake my head and go like this, but playing with my little magnets here. So if you hear the sound, that's what it is. I like flipping the poles and then making them flip in here. Every woman's worst laundry nightmare. It's not the woman, not only the woman's. Yeah, see, the 10-year-old in me loves jokes like that. Doesn't get better than fart jokes or poop jokes. And remember, this whole line of conversation started with a discussion of the movie Blazing Saddles. So it's not just a guy thing, is it, Yvonne? If you're giggling at it, then and it's a girl thing too. You never know what we'll talk about on a live stream. I'll tell you, when I started this one today, I didn't think we'd be talking about farts. That just shows I'm willing to talk about anything pretty much. Is Jean clutching her pearls here? So I guess I got a Comic-Con down in Belton next weekend, so might be doing that. Never went to Comic-Cons before, but I've been to a few of them now. Bell County is down where Temple is, so it's about 30 miles south of here. And then Belton is just on the other side of that. Not to be confused with the city of Bell in California, which was really kind of a toilet. Yeah, I mean, as far as things can be in Texas, it is pretty close. 30 miles isn't much. And the fact that the speed limits are a little bit higher here, you get out on the roads out in the middle of nowhere, the speed limit gets up to 75, and most people go 85 or 90. Texas has the highest posted speed limit anywhere in the country, 85 miles an hour. There's a road out here where you can go 85 miles an hour legally. Hey, Eric, how you doing, buddy? Just talking about how I was going to go to the Bell County Comic-Con, I think, next weekend. Yeah, 90 is kind of a good point, I think, here in Texas, especially when you're like out on the highway out in the middle of nowhere. Not another car in sight. Yeah, that's the Autobahn. I'd love to check that out. And I don't think it even qualifies as 100 plus. I think on the Autobahn there is no speed limit. Yeah, you do have to watch for wildlife. Remember probably it might have been 2 years now ago, I went down to the Austin area with Jordan because we are gonna go see the Flaming Lips and what was the name of the band? Willie Nelson's son's kid band. What was it? I don't remember what it's called now. But we were going to see them, and I remember I drove home that night, and it was dark out there on the roads, and there were a number of times I saw deer out there. Particle Kid, that's the name of the band. Okay, well, thanks for the warning, Eric. We'll kind of watch the roads for you then. There usually is a test that you have to take, a written test, and then you do a driving test. And it doesn't surprise me that they do that online. Hey, there we go. Rhonda's here. Hooray. I can walk away now and Rhonda will take the rest of the live stream. I can relate, Rhonda. It was kind of a rough week for me too. Yeah, customer or coworker? Whoa. You're getting serious when you're filing a report against a coworker. What exactly was Matt running on this video back there? Oh, okay. Looks like some luau or something. He's moving away a little bit from just aiming it at the water and showing that. Yeah, there's always that one employee that has to ruin everything. Sounds like a real Karen. That's a drag, though. Yeah, there's some people like that. They want to make the decision who you get to be friends with or who you don't get to be friends with, whichever the case may be. I think Janine might be onto something. You need a different job between customers throwing things at you and a boss that doesn't seem to appreciate you and coworkers that abuse you. There's some jobs that are like that and some that aren't. Yeah, there's a few people I wish weren't at the company I work at too, but it's more good than bad. Sounds like it's about 1 o'clock. Homemade lasagna. I've been having lasagna this week. I made some late last year, and it's been in the freezer ever since. And a week or two ago, I pulled it out and sliced it up, put it in individual single serving dishes, and put it back in the freezer. So now when I want one, just pull it out, pop it in the microwave, and we're good to go. Yeah, I mean that's sort of what I had to do with Disney. Disney wasn't necessarily abusive; they just didn't care, and I just finally gave up on them. It was the best move I ever made. Yeah, that might be the rest of the day, Darth. Like I said, I just find a pizza place that I haven't tried before. Because I mean, if I'm going to vlog a pizza place, I don't want to just go vlog the places I've done before. Yeah, that's the way it is sometimes. You got to deal with the good and the bad of people, and there is more good than bad. That's awesome. I'm glad somebody's doing something with us. Yeah, we had a serious fart chat. Gosh, I'm ready for a nap. You're getting an old when sitting in a couch and talking to your laptop for 2 hours wears you out. No, there's just some people that are like that. Bye, Yvonne. Yeah, I'm probably going to wrap it up here pretty quick, too. All right. Yeah, so it looks like everybody's wrapping up here. So, okay, I'm going to pull the plug on this one. Thanks, everyone. I had a good time today. I'll see you next week. Good night.